Right, guys, I'm just going to give you a quick intro before we actually get into the YouTube tutorial as to how to use the template. So this is the Contract Management Pro. So you can just see here. So what are the risks here for managing contracts? So they expire without any warning. You could have 100, 150 contracts, live contracts, and you have all different end dates. You have different departments, you have different budget holders. So you want to ensure that no contract expires without you knowing. Also, you need to know which ones are upcoming for renewal, especially if they're recurring contracts. So the expiry date is one part of the risk that needs to be managed, but the other part of it is managing your budgets. A budget holder should be aware of what what live contracts they have, what total budgets they have, how much they've spent, what they have left. Also, are they spending too quickly? So this is what this template does. It tells you how many contracts you have, who owns them, which department, and also are they spending too quickly? Are the monies going to run out before the contract end date? So here is just a quick view of what the dashboard. This is actually the input page. You can see the table underneath here, but we're going to go into more detail as we use the template. That's actually the main dashboard there. It just gives you a full insight of what's happening, what are the problem areas that you will need to focus on, so there are no surprises. We'll be going into more detail with this part. This here is in terms of taking, extracting information from your own system and being able to paste it into this template. So I believe that there's 10 column headers here that you will need to take data from your own and literally just copy and paste it, and then just do a pivot table refresh and everything updates itself. That's it. And let's move into the actual using the template now. Hi guys, so today we're just going to go through the layout of the main dashboard of the Contract Management Pro. Okay, so this is the main dashboard that we're looking at right now. You can see it along the top row here, the different cards and what they mean. So we have, in this instance, we have a contract count of 68. The total contract budget is 41 million, and there's 32.5 million remaining. And this KPI card here, the yellow one, is telling us that there are 2 contracts that are going to expire in the next 30 days. There are 62 contracts which are recurring, and there is 6 that are once off. There's one saying that it's over budget, and we have 29 contracts that are expired, right? Now, next, moving into the donut chart, we have, so we have a total of 68 contracts, right? So it's telling us that 53 of them are on track, which means that they're going to last until the end date of the contract. What at risk means is that these it means that specific contracts, which 15 of them are spending too quickly, and the monies are going to run out before the actual contract end date. Okay. So this is the next chart then is just an overview of what's ending. Okay, you can see that 29 are expired. Ending in the next week, we've got 2. Ending in the next 3 months is 4. Ending within the month is 0. Okay, not ending anytime soon is 33. And you can see here then as well, this is just a contract expiry trend. You've got your 68 contracts here over time. And in Q2 of 2026, there's 25 expiring, 10. Q4, that there's 8. Moving down to the next row of cards, or graphs, I should say. So we've got 62 that are recurring, 6 that are once off, and budget exposure by contract type. Recurring, you've got 13 are at risk, which means that they're overburning. And once off, you've got 2 that are at risk, and you get 4 that are on track. Contract count by department. So operations have 13 contracts, legal have 3, etc. And then in the next one, it's by department as well, but it tells you operations. Let's say you have 10 contracts that are on track, and you've got 3 that are at risk. Okay, ICT, they've got 10 on track, and they've got 5 at risk. And then in the bottom here, you have budget holder by contract count. Stephen Ryan has 15, and Laura Kelly has 4, and it's pretty much the same over here, but it's split between by budget holder on which of those are on track and which are at risk. Okay, so that's the main dashboard. So next, I suppose you go into where you put the information. So this is the full table. And a lot of these cards that we've seen on the previous page are here as well. So it just gives you a quick overview on the top while you're reviewing down the table of contracts that you have. So I'm not going to go through these again. You've got some slicers here that select recurring and once off. Okay. And then you can see that the column headers here are highlighted in blue and grey, and blue here and grey as well. So the blue means that these are the columns that you need to put the data in. So you need to take the information from your purchasing system or your contract system, export it, and you need to paste it in here. I'll come to that in a few minutes as to how you'll do that. So as I said, the blue, you need to take that, you need to extract that from your own system and put it in here. The grey ones, they're calculated cells, so you don't need to touch those. Okay, so that's really it, I suppose. You can just see days remaining auto. It flags that there's a calculation from the end date. If it is expired, it just highlights it in red. If they're recurring, they're green, once off are grey. And you can see as well, the upcoming ones are kind of, I think this is, say, within 3 months, it kind of goes to a yellow. So they're all matching in the color coded there. The red here is expired. It's expired here as well. So you have 29 that are expired. Then over here you can see some conditional formatting. So percentage budget here of this particular row is 68.11. Hope you can see that. So double click on that, you can just see what's remaining. So it's the contract budget minus the remaining. So that's just a percentage there. So that's that. And you can see here as an overspend in this particular instance. Okay, that's that. So I think the next thing really to do is just to look at how to put in new data into the system. So we're going to do that now. Okay, so I have another copy here. Okay, so here is another copy. So for here we have one row as an example, right? And this is the extract. Let's pretend that this is an extract font from the system. So what we're going to do is, you can see here from column B over to column H. So your contract ID, your description, department name, contract owner, vendor name, and your contract start and end dates. Okay. So I will take those contract end date. So take those, copy those down, copy that. Just click on, say, B21, paste, and there you go. So that's pasted in there. So the next ones you need to populate is the months off recurring, input, or that's the drop down. So you have recurring, months off, and then your budget, your contract budget, and your remaining budget. So I'm going to take those now here. Take that, drag it down. Sorry, folks. Okay. So what I do is then I take that and I just paste that down like that. And there you go. You can see here that these charts haven't updated. Not updated here either. So what you need to do is just hold on to the press on any one of these and pivot table. Okay, so what you need to do is you need to go to pivot chart, analyze, and then click refresh, click the drop down, and then click refresh all. So once you refresh all this, it takes all the information here and will update all the charts. So just click refresh, and there you go. Okay. So let me just remove that. And there's everything updated. And that's it. It's pretty simple. It looks like a complicated template, but it's not really, because all you need are these column headers here. Sorry, let me just put this ribbon on. So you have 7 and 3. So all you need is 10 column headers, and just paste the information into the template. It basically does everything else by itself. This is a real use working case template that does work, it's proven to work. And if you're managing a significant amount of contracts, it's a really good tool to ensure that you have enough monies left in your contracts. Budget holders are able to go in and check and monitor their own budgets. And also, if there's if there's contracts coming up to an end that are recurring, and that you need to get a new tender process in place in order to have contract continuity. Okay, I think that's it. That's just some of the pivot dashboards here, drop downs, and you can easily update all the drop downs. That's just information which drives a graph in here, and there's some of the KPIs there as well. And that's really it. Okay, thanks very much for watching, and see you again.